ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಿದೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ನೀವು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. ಹರಿಶ್ಚಂದ್ರ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನೀವು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯಿತು.
So now if I want video, I can do yeah. Namaste. Namaste. I am Harichandra. I am a faculty from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Ramaya Institute of Technology, Bangalore. I welcome all of you for this 1 week webinar series as part of faculty development program organized by the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Ramaya Institute of Technology. The webinar series is about Vishwa Bharatha, the glory of traditional Indian sciences and technologies. Firstly, I request the professor and head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Shri Reggie George, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning to one and all. First of all, let me extend a hearty welcome to the distinguished speakers for the FDP on the glory of traditional Indian sciences and technologies. To all the faculty participants, members of the organizing team, and the general public who have registered to this webinar organized by the Department of Mechanical Engineering of Ramaya Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Of course, given the situation that we have in the world today, webinars are being organized everywhere and in all topics. We at the department thought it would be fitting to have a webinar which could bring together accumulated knowledge and wisdom from our ancient India and project it forward towards the future applications and well-being. It is a tradition in our institution in general and in our department in particular that we carry out professional studies on contribution of Indian practices to the world of science and technology. Dr. B.P. Harishchandra, the coordinator of this webinar, Vishwa Bharatha, has earned a PhD in metallurgy by carrying out research in the areas of metal purification processes, as has been explained in the alchemical treatise of Rasaratna Samuchaya, written by Bhagavata in the 9th century. Another faculty member of the department, Dr. K.R. Panish, will deliver a lecture on metallurgical marvels of ancient India during the course of this webinar. Further, a group of students from our department in the third years are currently trying to understand the foundry and metallurgy of Bidri ware, which originates from Bidar in North Karnataka. Another old student of the institute, Miss Mopi Mukhopadhyay, is training to be an archaeometeorologist after doing a PG from University of California, Los Angeles, and at present she is doing further studies at the University of London. And the list goes on and on. All this has been possible due to the unstinted support of the management, who encourages us in the pursuit of knowledge and its dissemination. In fact, we have a full-fledged Ramaya Institute of Indology on our campus, which explores historical aspects of India in all its facets. At the end, I would like to professionally thank Dr. M.R. Jairam, Honorable Chairman of Gokula Education Foundation, Sri M.R. Sitaram, our Honorable Vice Chairman and Director of RIT, also former Minister, Government of Karnataka, Sri M.R. Ramaya, Secretary of Gokula Education Foundation, Mr. Ram Prasad, Chief Executive, Mr. Ramchandra, Chief of Finance, Dr. N.V.R. Naidu, our beloved principal, our registers, heads of the department, our faculty members, and mainly the organizing team of this webinar headed by Dr. B.P. Harishchandra. This webinar would not have taken place without the contribution by everyone. I wish all the participants a good time. Let there be a good discussion on all topics, and let us all together make our country proud by contributing in our own little way. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, Dr. Reggie George, for your motivating words. Now it is Now I'd like to give a brief introduction of this webinar series. I'm speaking from Ramaya Institute of Technology, Bangalore. It is an autonomous institute under Vishweshwarya Technological University. The institute is ranked 59th in NIRF ranking 2020. And we, being autonomous institute, we have freedom, academic freedom, to design our own courses, which is relevant socially as well as academically. So in this context, taking this academic freedom, we have designed a number of socially relevant courses in the department. And one such course was the seat for rural India, science, education and technology for rural India. Normally, when we ask students as to what they would do after engineering, they would only say that I'll go back to my, I'll just stay back in Bangalore itself or in my city, and I'll just look for a job somewhere here itself and settle in Bangalore. Nobody would ever think of going back to their native places and use their engineering knowledge in their native places, in their villages. So when I asked many students, all the students would give the same opinion. So I thought it is not their mistake, and it is rather our mistake, because we, in 4 years of engineering, we never told them how you can apply this engineering knowledge to your villages. How can you bring your villages, prosperity in your villages through science and technology? We would never have told this in their 4 years course. So we thought we would design a syllabus on that, and we designed a syllabus called the Seat for Rural India, or Science, Education and Technology for Rural India. It's an open elective syllabus which any student of the college can take. Now, it is not sufficient that if I do that course in our college, hardly about 60 students may take. So, but we wanted to train more people, more faculties in that area. And last year, we conducted a faculty training program called Seat for Rural India. It was held in a village itself. We brought faculties from various colleges who were the participants in that village, in the campus of Yogi Narayana Math in Kaiwara, which is run by the Gokula, by the Ramaya group, MS Ramaya group itself. And we also took the expert members on various fields of science and technology, who are working in various areas of science and technologies in villages, for villages. And these expert people were all brought to one forum, and we delivered 1 week residential faculty development program on science, education, and technology for rural India. So, and we had also, on similar lines, we have designed one more syllabus called as Traditional Indian Sciences and Technologies. And we started this right in 2010 itself. Uh, and we thought if, again, on the same lines as it for rural India, we thought, why don't we conduct a similar program? Last year itself, we had decided that, and we wanted to be a residential program. Unfortunately, because of the situation, what everyone knows around us, it was not possible to have a residential program. In fact, it is a blessing in disguise that now we can have more number of people to participate, because everyone would not be, it would not be possible for everyone to come in a campus and residentially stay for 1 week. So it's also a blessing in disguise, and now we have about more than 650 participants for this registrants for this webinar series. And on these participants will be seeing the live streaming of this faculty development program on YouTube. We have sent the YouTube links to all of them, and they will be watching on the YouTube, because these meeting forums is limited. The software would have limited facilities, because we had overwhelming response. We did not expect this much response. So because of that, all of them cannot be allowed into the Zoom app or whatever app we are using. So all of them are watching on YouTube live. So our participants in this program, as I said, 750, around 750 participants are there, of which 500 participants are faculties from various colleges. They're all eager. In our brochure, we had made it clear that it's an academic program. You can also design your syllabus based on taking clues from the faculty development program on your stream of course. You can design your own courses being motivated by this, and deliver similar elective courses for in your institutes. So in that background, we have organized this faculty development program, which is also open to public. Whoever is interested, we have allowed them as such. There are about 200 professionals, farmers, then housewives who are interested in such an area. We have received a lot of appreciation for this program, because in our registration forum, we had asked why you want to join this program. So we had very, very nice feedback for this program, and we have also asked them what topics you are interested in listening through this webinar. We had got a lot of very nice responses. Unfortunately, because it is a 2-hour session, 1.5 hour session, or 1.5 hour to 2 sessions, morning and afternoon, we are not able to accommodate all those topics. It's an ocean. Each topic is an ocean by itself. So we could not accommodate all these fields. This webinar is only serves as an introduction to traditional Indian sciences and technologies. So in this program, we have various sessions pertaining to agriculture, the agricultural prosperity of India, water management. This, of course, in the first session itself, the speaker will be talking. I'll just come back to that. We have metallurgical marvels, Indian metallurgical marvels. You name the field of science and technology. I'm making this statement, please note this, that India had excelled in that. India had excelled in all the fields. So we will try to introduce all these fields one by one. We have also a series on Indian mathematics and astronomical sciences. Then we have yoga, very, very important topic. Then we have architecture, civil and architectural technologies of India. Then we have, again, on various topics, we have and we also have Indian education system. Indian education system, how beautiful it was. We have speaker on that also. Then we have various other topics of sciences and technologies. And the speakers in this forum are also a mix of speakers. We have experts like D.K. Hari, Dr. Hema Hari, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, we have Dr. K.R. Panish, Dr. R. Nagaratna, who is the top researcher in yoga, bringing yoga to in the modern way, and trying to scientifically validate the effect of yoga to cure various deadly diseases. So we have expert, Dr. Nagaratna will be joining us. She is also an expert. And we also have very, very passionate youngsters, because they are the takers of this science and technology for the future. So we have a number of passionate youngsters who will be talking on various topics. And they are Intel from, Hemant Kumar from Intel, Mrudula, an assistant professor from Amrita School of Engineering. She'll be talking on the traditional Indian education system. Then we have various other speakers who will be talking on a number of issues. So I hope this series, the webinar series, is quite interesting, and we want here, it is not just a webinar series for conducting, not just the namesake we are conducting this. We have put in a lot of effort behind this, and what we expect from the audience is that they take these messages, design courses. We are, you can always interact with us. If you want any help, we also can introduce you to more resource persons. We have a number of resource persons. We could not accommodate these resource persons here because we have only 10 sessions, 5 morning sessions and 5 afternoon sessions. Hence, we could not accommodate all the speakers. So we want also, please kindly cooperate with us, because we will have a quiz, a very, very short quiz at the end of each session. That is end of morning session and end of afternoon session. We have very short quiz. It is not something to ask any sophisticated questions or anything like that. We want the feedback about each and every program, and these feedbacks will be passing on to the resource persons. So for their improvement, because we are all learners, everyone is learners. So we want to improve. So I really again and again request all the participants to give feedback at the end of each session, and it may take not more than 3 minutes. So please give us feedback. I don't say you should be pro or whatever like that. Whatever frank feedback, even a negative feedback, is an opportunity for us to improve ourselves. So, and one more last important thing I would like to highlight is the yoga session. We have at the end of this morning session at around 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock, as the session ends, the technical session ends, we have yoga also, yoga training program from a yoga therapist. I'll introduce to the therapist in detail afterwards. So it's just 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes session. In the background of the challenges we are facing around, the entire world is facing around, in order to improve our immune system, what the yoga practices can be used. It is all in seating position, nothing to stand or heads down and legs up. All such things we are not doing, but only simple pranayama and breathing sessions, relaxation sessions. How it will help you in promoting your immune system. In order to do this, we have yoga session also. I wish all of you participate in all sessions without fail, and I wish all of you a wonderful learning sessions. So thank you one and all for this. Was my introduction about this faculty development program. Now it is my honor to introduce to all of you the speakers of the first day first session, which is the inaugural session. Inaugural session by Dr. D.K. Hari and Dr. Hema Hari. So it is my pleasure to invite you to our faculty development program. Sir, I welcome you once again for this program, faculty development program, and it's my privilege to introduce to a wide range of audience. Dr. D.K. Hari and Hema Hari, whom I know them since about 15 years, they're a wonderful couple doing a lot of service to the society. They are basically management and IT professionals, and they are founders of an organization or an educational organization. I would call it called as Bharat Gyan. So it is aimed at presenting the knowledge of India. You name the knowledge of India, knowledge science. I told you, India had excelled. I also asked you to note this statement. So on the sessions, what we are talking here, beyond this, they can talk 500 hours. This entire session, whatever we have planned, on this can just be handled by this couple. They have traveled across the globe and visited number of libraries, museums, and all tourist places and archaeological places, archaeological locations. Wherever they go, they try to see from the India perspective or the knowledge perspective, not only from India perspective. So as such, I would like to say, it is not just India. World is one kutumba. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Only for administrative purpose, we have this word India. That's it. But still, from that administrative, wherever they go, you know, India was ruled by Dutch, French, Britishers. So many countries, they had come here, they had looted India, they had taken a lot of things from India. So when this couple, when they go to these countries, they go to the museum and try to find it. Say, for example, Dutch. When they go there, Holland, they go to visit the libraries and find out, because they would have taken a lot of things from India, they would have stored somewhere, they would have interacted with people over there and find out what Indian stuff, Indian science and technological stuff is there in those places. They would also visit their libraries and study various texts which pertain to India and of course their country also, and they have done wonderful work. I'm not exaggerating, I don't know exaggeration. I'm not exaggerating anything, and definitely they have a lot of experience in this. DK Hari has over 20 years. Apart from this, they have 20 years industry experience in marketing and brand building. And Dr. Hema Hari is an IT professional turned writer, traveler, researcher in civilizational studies and conceptualizer, come founder of Bharat Gyan, along with her husband D.K. Hari. Dr. Hema graduated in physics and later did her post-graduation in computer technology as a topper from Bombay University. She is a certified project management professional with over 20 years experience in the IT industry, with first 10 years at TCS and next 10 years at CSC India, focused mainly on managing innovation and nurturing new technologies for multinationals worldwide. The Hari couple have traveled exclusively over 30 countries and visited museums, expositions, and other attractions worldwide to understand those civilizations, their culture, and knowledge. So they have given over 250 joint talks in India and abroad on diverse subjects. They don't have limitation of subject. To name the subject, they can talk. They have talked to wide audiences on wide range of topics related to traditional Indian sciences and technologies. More important, they have jointly authored over 100 books and 600 mini books on the theme of this webinar series. They have the series called as Brand Bharat. You cannot imagine the kind of documentation they have done through this series of books. And they have a wonderful website called Bharat Gyan. They also conduct online courses. We have our own standards, but they have international standards, the standards of the future. They are conducting courses in the standards of the future and not the present standards. You can definitely listen to them. We have 2 sessions from both the inaugural session and valedictory session from this couple. So I'll not be taking much time, much of your time. Now I'll hand over the session to Dr. D.K. Hari and Dr. Hema Hari, who will be talking on agricultural prosperity and water management, glories of the past, messages for the future. Over to you, sir, madam.
Thank you. Namaskara.
Namaskara.
To all the members of the session. And before I start, Dr. Harichandra, we'd like you in please. Don't first of all, we'd like to thank Dr. Harichandra for inviting us to be part of this very useful sessions on online session, albeit, but which is what the need of the hour is. And he said there are over 750 participants and most of them faculty. It's very heartening to hear that. And
Great achievement.
Great achievement. And as Dr. Harichandra said, we have known each other for the last 15 years and have been off and on interacting on different subjects. And we're also very happy to see how he is able to, what the ideas that he had 15 years back, he's able to bring it out now so well and formalize it and bring it out to such nice programs. That's beautiful. All kudos to you, Dr. Harichandra, for the efforts you put in and the way that we can see that you are able to articulate it so well now. Our true appreciation to you, sir. And also thanks for introducing us to this group of friends here and also explaining about some aspects of our work. Thank you so much. Now, he's asked us to speak for about 60, 70 minutes. We'll do one thing. We'll have a session for about roughly 50, 60 minutes. Then the last 10, 20 minutes, we'll be happy to take in some questions if the forum allows it to be so. Okay. So we'll start off with what we are doing in Bharat Gyan so that you have a fair idea. And then we'll go forward first. Speak about See, this is the effort. Are you sharing the screen? We'll share the screen with you, please. Can you all see the screen now? You can see the screen. I hope you can all see the screen. Okay. This effort of ours here in Bharat Gyan is to experience this knowledge of India. Experience is very important. The concept of Anubhava, that is very important. That's why we are focusing on that more. Wherein, look at India, it's a very old civilization. And let's see some details about it. It's a gateway to knowledge. The civilization itself is a gateway to knowledge. We've got the Sanchi Stupa Torana. That's a Torana to knowledge. Similarly, Bharat itself is a Torana to great knowledge. And let us experience this knowledge now. Man has walked the sands of time in the civilization of India for well over 8,000 years and more. What are the longest surviving civilization of the world is the Indian civilization. By far, the continuous surviving civilization of the world. That's the key word here. We have a variety of ethnic groups in this land, and we're all collectively, they are individually diverse, collectively they give a strong unity to this land. They are the strength of this land. And each of them have left their own imprints on these different aspects of this land. All these imprints put together collectively is the beauty of this land, is the diversity of this land. And if you look at our constitution, what does it say? Bharat, that is India, it says. So this constitution of India very clearly recognizes two names for this land. One is Bharat, two is India. So you got two names here very clearly. How do these two names come about? How does the name Bharat come about? How does the name India come about? If you look to the northwest of India, you have the Sindhu Nadi. This is a name that you get in our national anthem, Janagana Mana. The Sindhu Nadi is of course now called Indus. That is because in those days, when the Persians and Arabs came this side, probably about 4,000, 5,000 years back, in their language then, sir and her were interchangeable. Like how we got Vangal, Bangal, Sari, Sadi, Shukla, Sukra, like that. No? Then sir and her was interchangeable for them. So what happened was the people coming from Persia and Arabia from eastwards, in their language then, Sindh, they pronounced it as Hind. So that is how you get the name Hind, Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan, all that you get from that. And when the name went further west from Persia, Arabia, into Turkey, and thereon into Greece, what happened when you go from Turkey to Greece at Constantinople, Istanbul, the H is dropped. It becomes Ind. That is how the convention between those two civilizations is. When this H is dropped, so Hind becomes Ind for them in Greece. And when from Greece it goes into Germany and France, it becomes Inde. Inde. So the Ind that is in Greece becomes Inde in German and French. Indi or Inde it becomes. And when it crosses the English Channel, from there and goes into England, from Calais to Dover, it becomes, they add a to it, becomes India. So the Inde or Indi becomes India. So that is how the name from Sindh has traveled across the land, across centuries, and come to be called India. And when they came back by ships to India, they called it India. So that's how, see, our name has traveled and come to us. Actually, we have a short film on this in our YouTube channel, Bharatha YouTube channel. Those who want can see it, or Dr. Harishchandra can later give you the link to those for those who want to watch, especially on how this word name itself came about.
But we call ourselves, so if you look at it, India is the name that we have got from people who have been visiting us. But in all our ancient literature, we have a name that is called Bharat, which is also the name that we use in our local vernacular languages. So how did this name come about? We find that there are linkages to this name, with legendary people such as the son of Shakuntala and Dushyant. And then before him, this land is also said to have been named after Bharatha, who is the son of Jain Tirthankar Rishabdev. And prior to him, we have reference to this land as Ajanabam also. So it has been a very long standing civilization which has documented the names, old names, and today we can also see how this name has changed up to India.
She has told you about Bharatha, son of Rishabha. This Rishabdev has one more son. That is the brother of Bharatha. Do any of you know him? Have any of you heard of him? Have any of you seen him? I can say that he is the tallest son, the tallest standing son of the state of Karnataka now. He's been standing tall for over 1,000 years. Any guesses? Gomateshwara. Bahubali. He's the original Bahubali. His name is Bahubali. He's the original Bahubali. Gomateshwara is standing tall. So this Bharatha is the brother of Gomateshwara. So that is the antiquity of how this goes.
But etymologically, if you see, so we have had so many people who are called Bharat and all. But how did they get their name? Why were they called Bharat? So then you go back to the name itself, the meaning of the name. And that is something very beautiful about our civilization. Every name of people, of places, of things, everything has been named with a specific way, in such a specific way that it denotes either the characteristic of the thing or the function that it does or its use in the whole scheme of things. So if you look at it, the name itself gives a whole lot of meaning in our entire knowledge base. And the name Bharat, if you look at it, it comes from Bha, which means light, knowledge, enlightenment, and Rata means to be, to relish. That is why we find Rati, who is the consort of Kamadeva. Her name is Rati because she's supposed to be delightful. So Bharata means a land where people relish knowledge. And the reason we are focusing on this part is, like Dr. Harichandra said in the beginning, it is all about SEAT, is about taking back this ancient knowledge back to the people and the rural India where it was originally, from where it was practiced, it was nurtured, it flourished and made the entire civilization flourish. So we have to awaken people back to this knowledge. And Bharata is it means that we are a people who have been relishing knowledge for all these years. And I can see that you are a forum who are relishing this knowledge, which is why you have gathered in such large numbers for such a nice course that has been conceptualized. So now, just taking a slightly different meaning to this, we can all form the chariot to take this knowledge across, first through our own civilization and to the world at large on all these sustainable practices. So we will start with the topic of the day, which is about agriculture and water. And fundamentally, we will start with water itself, which forms the basis for agriculture. They're all on YouTube streams.
Now let's look at some of the very old water harnessing systems of this land continuously that's been hanging for many millennia. For example, you look at the Harappa Mohenjo-daro sites, you have the great baths, what is called as the great baths. But actually, if you look at the local name, see, great baths was a name given by the archaeologists who came from England, because they had a place called Bath in Salisbury, west of London. They called it great baths. But actually, you see, the original term for them in the local languages of India was Pushkarni. And I'm sure in Karnataka, most of you have very well heard this name Pushkarni. For it was these Pushkarni, because it means Pushkaram, to give fertility, Pushti, the strength. And obviously the famous Pushkarni is in Rajasthan.
Which is called Pushkar itself.
Which is called Pushkar, because they're all leading to give you fertile fertility. So that's what it was. So here you have Pushkarni all through land, right from the Harappa Mohenjo-daro times to the various Kalyani and Kere that we have in Karnataka. It's all been Pushkarnis through the ages across the land. That's the beauty of it, what you see here.
In fact, travelers from near west, when they used to come near this region of the Sindhu, the one way is about knowing that they have reached the land of Bharat was because of the river Sindhu. The other thing they write very distinctly, they say that now I see so many man-made tanks, water tanks. So the moment they see water tanks, they see that the people are collecting water, they know that they have arrived at the land called Bharat. Now we may also get into a question as to why were the people of this region collecting water in tanks? Anyway, they get so much of rain. So we will see that through this session.
So similarly, if you go to Saurashtra region, you see this beautiful thing. There's a place called Sudarshana Lake in Saurashtra by the Raivataka Hills. Raivataka Hills name itself is associated with Revata. Who is Revata? Krishna's elder brother Balrama's father-in-law is Revata. That's why Balrama's daughter Revati is married to, Raivata's daughter is Revati, who is married to Balrama. That's why they go set up their kingdom in Dwarka, which is that area, Saurashtra area. So it was at those times they built a Sudarshana lake in the so-called dry Saurashtra region. And it's come down to them repeatedly washed and rebuilt, multiple times, reconstructed each time. Look at the stone inscription for that. In those days, script, Brahmi script of this is what you find there in Saurashtra by the Raivataka hills, where you got say this how it was built and rebuilt many times. And Chandragupta also had it rebuilt under his time. This is mentioned in Indica by Megasthenes. And like this, all over India, you have this. You come to different parts of India. Lothal, you come, there also you have. This is where we both visited about 10 years back. That's Dr. Hema there at the water harnessing sites in Lothal. Look at this, what you call Bavi, Kuwa, Kupa, wells. Okay, you have this there. Then when 5,000 years back, then you come here to Ashoka having mentioned about it in his inscriptions, different parts where he speaks about digging and all this water harnessing project. Then you go to this wonderful project that you have in a place called Sringaverapura.
Now this is near Allahabad, Prayag. This features very prominently as one of the first few places that Rama and Sita arrive in after they go on exile. When they start coming down south, this is one of the first places that they reach.
They come in the boat with Guha.
With the boat ride with Guha and all that. So all that is around this region. Now here you can see a system which is a multi-tier system. So they take the water in and
see, that's a Ganga river there for you. When the water comes, they take the water inland, many kilometers inland, 8 kilometers inland. And they first have a tank because Ganga water is very silty. So a lot of silt in it. So what do? They first build a desilt tank to take in all the silt. Then they build two storage tanks to store the water flowing in. Then they build one tank for all the rituals, for all the ablutions. And then the excess water goes into a distributory. So how beautifully they planned and used the waters many millennia ago. This is sheer mechanical engineering at a high order, using just the gravity, the gradient, and built it not near the river, 8 kilometers away from the river. And this is one sample you're seeing. See, they knew Ganga is silty, every year silt, so they can silt only one tank every year, take out all the fresh silt and use it for farming. See how it is so beautifully intertwined, and they're storage tanks. This is one example that they've been able to dig out, identify, going back at least few thousand years. Couple of millennia ago. Look at this. So, and they didn't waste the water. They let the excess water back to flow into a distributor to go to the villages. How well they managed it. This is hydraulic civil engineering marvel at its best couple of millennia ago. Like that all across India we have had. We'll see some more as we go along. Okay. So let's do this then. In Tanjavur, where the Kaveri river flows, there's something called Kal Anai. The English gave it a term called Grand Anaikat. Kal means stone, Anai means dam. So it's a stone dam that was built on a flowing river about 2000 years ago on the Kaveri river to store the water in the time of floods. Those were built by a king of those days called Karigala Chola. This is King Karigala Chola. He built it, this dam there on a flowing river. And this is the oldest surviving dam even today, built on a flowing river anywhere in the world. Continuously used dam for the last 2000 years. That's an amazing marvel. This is truly a marvel. On our own Kaveri river, look at the long, it's a very big dam. It's 329 meters long, the dam is. It's not a small dam, but it's a very big dam built there. And look, this is the aerial view of the dam that was built. You can see there.
a storage area and the main dam
Main
area.
dam, and for the water to sluice gates to flow away, for the water to flow away. Look at how this was built. And this is the Kallane that was built here on the Kaveri river. and read this. And this was what was said by a person who actually observed it 200 years back.
So this gentleman, we'll see his name. He says there are multitudes of old native works in various parts of India. These are noble works and show both boldness and engineering talent. They have said we are a kind of civilized savages.
That is about the British themselves.
Wonderfully expert at fighting, but so inferior to their great men that we would not even keep in repair the works they had constructed.
What he says, a great man here, is about the native Indians who are all in the villages doing this work.
Much less even imitate them in extending the system. It was from the native Indians we learned how to secure a foundation in loose sand of unmeasured depth. With this lesson about foundations, we built bridges, weirs, aqueducts, and every kind of hydraulic work. We are thus deeply indebted to the native engineers. This is Sir Arthur Cotton. And who was he? He was the founder of modern irrigation program for the British in 1784. So many centuries ago, he was the first irrigation specialist for the British. And he trained a number of people after learning from India. So he's saying, I learned it from the native Indians, so it is native knowledge of India, of hydraulic civil engineering. And this is the knowledge that he trained so many people who went to finally build the Aswan Dam in Egypt after India. So after India, the next biggest irrigation project for them was in Egypt, which was again under their control, and Aswan was that dam that they built. So he's saying we all over the world, whatever we have built is fundamentally the foundation lies in India. He's acknowledging it very, very openly, and that is Sir Arthur Cotton.
And where is this written? This is written on the banks of the Godavari River in a place called Dhauleswaram, where he built a big barrage. For those days, 200 years back, he built a barrage there. It's called the Dhauleswaram Barrage, which you can check on the internet.
Near Rajamundry.
It's near Rajamundry. That's where he built it. And there's a statue for Sir Arthur Cotton. And even now, the villagers of the surrounding areas, every Friday, they break a coconut for Cotton Devudu. And any politician who goes there gets down from the jeep and then he garlands Cotton Devudu, because he says he was the one who built the barrage and saved the Godavari waters for them there. Because he says he learned how to do it. As a British engineer, he learned it from the native Indian engineers. So that is the strength of the native engineering, which we should respect, recognize, and use again, which is what you're all doing now through this such mediums. Okay. And let's look at the river flow. If you look at the river flow in India, and in comparison to other parts of the world, India is twice the size of Europe, but still India gets 2 times the river flow of Europe. India and America is 3 times the geographical size of India, but still look, the river flow in India and the river flow in America is almost similar. That means India has got so much water. There's no shortage of water. What is the problem is managing it. Our ancients knew how to manage it. We unfortunately did not manage it. So that is, as an engineering students, as professors of engineering, as people who teach engineering, this is a key aspect, a lesson to be learned. Even China is supposed to be so much larger. Our skills is, see the amount of water that we have. Only Brazil has more water. That's because of the Amazon River. And look at the irrigated projects of the world. 1/6 of the irrigated lands are in India. That means there's so much irrigation, not built by these last few governments. It's been built over 5,000 years, continuously maintained by the locals. That is the strength of the irrigation projects of India. Look at the rainfall.
So here again, despite US being of a size 3 times that of India, the amount of rainfall again is comparable, 4,500. And look at it, it's almost comparable even with China and Brazil. It's not far behind. But then why did our ancestors still build these water harnessing systems? Why did they build these so many water tanks that they today stand? In those days itself, they were regarded as a brand of India, meaning They were an indication for having reached India. And the answer lies here. See, we all know Cherrapunji in Northeast, it receives the maximum rainfall.
Two places in the world receive the maximum rainfall. One
And-
is Agumbe in the Sahyadri mountains of Karnataka, and the second is in Meghalaya, Cherrapunji. Both of them get 12,000 millimeters. But do you know what happens about Cherrapunji? I'll tell you a nice story about Cherrapunji. It gives the highest rainfall, but it also has got 3 months water shortage. 3 months of the year water shortage in Cherrapunji. It rains and pours, maximum in the world. Still there's water shortage. Why? Because what's the lesson for us in this? When it rains, if you don't harvest the water, if you don't harness the water, even the highest rainfall place, it all goes down the river or the waterfall. In this case, this waterfall, it goes down from Meghalaya into Bangladesh and then into the Bay of Bengal. So you need to harvest the waters wherever it is, because after the Amazon basin, which gives the highest rainfall in the world, the second highest rainfall in the world, anywhere in the world, is in the land of Bharatha, India, by far. And we realize that in this land of India, we have history of India, continuous floods and droughts. They're both parallel. When one part of India has got floods, another part of India has got drought. And it has to be local, and with a lot of engineering it was done based on local topography, local climate, local needs. So they thought nationally, but acted locally. That's what they did. Let's see this. In Ladakh, you have the Zing. That's how they got water, saved water from the melting ice. The Jammu, they had Kul, they had channels. In Himachal, they had Kul like this. And then they had Khatris, where they used to save water in underground tanks like this, where they could save water and keep it like this.
They were carved out of stone. Tanks, wells, which were carved in stone, huge stone.
You had this Khatri. Then you had Uttaranchal, you had Naula. Delhi, you had Diggi, so many Diggis in Delhi. Bauli. Bauli again comes from the word Vav, Bavi, Vav. So Bauli. Then Tuklabhaga is a famous Bauli there. Then Alwar, you had Johad. Mewar, you have the Nada Band. Thar Desert, the Kuiberi, Bear. Again, Thar Desert. See, it's a desert, but look at the number of water harnessing projects in a desert. You have the Tanka, Nadi, again in the Thar Desert. You look at the Kadin. How ingenuity they had used in making these Kadins. They knew the soil was very porous because of the sandy nature. So they built minor, small check dams, walls, and allowed the water to soak into the soil. And when it soaks in, and downstream, you build a small well, collect the water there, the filtered water, the soil filtered water, fresh water, and you have it there. Look at the beauty of it, how well they're done. Then you have the Tanka and Kunda all over Rajasthan. And look at each fort of India. I mean, Karnataka has many forts, Maharashtra has many forts. Every fort is the same thing. How they had harnessed the rainwaters beautifully in the fort, multiple water harness they had in each fort.
And they had leveraged the slopes of the hills where the forts were built.
Then Rapat, Chandelas, Bundelas, the Virda and Rana of Kutch, Valves, step wells, the famous Abhineri, the great Kunda, each one. And look at this, it was not just vertical, but also horizontal. So both ways, they could harness waters both ways. So the hydraulic engineering that was needed, amazing in building all this across India, across millennia, across time, across generations and maintaining them. Then you had the Pat in Madhya Pradesh, Apatani in Arunachal, Sabo in Nagaland, Chiozi again in Nagaland, Meghalaya, you had drip irrigation. Today you speak about drip irrigation with pipes. Those days they did drip irrigation with bamboo poles. Look at this. It's all bamboo. Total irrigation they took. Assam, you had the dongs, famous dongs. Bengal, Jampoi, take it to the fields. Jharkhand, you have the Ahar pines, Talab, then Kattamunda in Orissa, Fad in Daman, Maharashtra, the Koli, again Bandaras in Maharashtra, the Ramtek model, Karnataka, the Kere. How many Kere are in Karnataka? There are 1,000 places in Karnataka ending the name ending with Kere, Arsikere, Davanakere, so many Keres like that. Why is it? Because every place identifies itself with a Kere. That is the beauty of it. Amazing is the land which built on Kere. All around, all the whole Karnataka civilization is built on the series of Kere. Such a wonderful land. Similarly, you got the Cherus in Andhra Pradesh, and in North Kerala, you have the Surangam. It's just all what you call vertical horizontal wells. It was not just the vertical, but it's all horizontal wells like this. The Surangams there, and the Korambu, and then coming on to Palakkad. Actually, Pala means jackfruit. So because the roots reach up to the water, so you know where the water pockets are. And so many wells. So Palakkad is full of open wells. There's so many wells. Was also start sharing video.
Yeah, the video had gone off. Yeah. No.
Can you see your video now?
Yeah, yes, sir, we can see,
Earlier it had gone off, is it?
Yeah, it was some problem.
Thank you. Is it okay now?
Yeah, okay, sir.
So like this, you had like this all over, you had. So all this is given by Varaha Mihira about 1,500 years back as to how all these water harnessing projects across India were carried out. This is a whole text called Brihat Samhita, which has all this data available for us now. So in Tamil Nadu, you have the Aries, lifted area, Eri, and then the Uranis. And in even the Nicobar Islands, the small tribal islands, even there you had what you call jackwell. So across India, these irrigation projects were carried out beautifully, not generally by kings and kingdoms, but the common people, by the women folk. That is the beauty of this land. So as a civilization, as the natives of this land, as villagers, everybody looked after the water harnessing project. So when they had engineering, they had interest in saving, that's how they are prosperous.
So actually, fundamentally here, what comes out is the engineering skill that has been deployed is not the same across the land. The engineering technique that was used is not been the same across the land. What has been the same across the land is the understanding that entire India gets monsoon rains only for a limited period of time, like we saw in Cherrapunji. We all get rains only for about 3 months in a year. And even in those 3 months, its actual amount of rainfall, hours of rainfall, is only 100 hours. And this 100 hours has to last us for the entire year. So entire India they were skilled enough to understand this fact. They were skilled enough to recognize their local topography and contours and build necessary engineered systems. So they were skilled enough to apply engineering skills as relevant. So the skill of an engineer fundamentally lies in understanding and applying suitably, not just copying because I have read one technique, I use that technique. No, but to understand and correlate what is the need for and what is the availability and matching both of them and designing something that suits that particular community and need has been the skill which is common that you can see across India, because otherwise you wouldn't have so many different kinds of water systems. And all of them together therefore contributed. And if you look at this, this is another beauty which we all should understand, cherish, and see how we can revive. All these water engineers, they were all called in variations of the name Odda. So there was actually a jati. So,
Whole community across India, Gujarat to Kashmir to Assam to Bengal to Utkala to Tamil Nadu to Karnataka, Kerala, everywhere. They were all maintained by them. Community across the land.
because the word Odda, it comes from Ud, water.
Udrani, the spoon which takes out water.
So from that Ud, this entire community in every different land, they were the real water engineers. And if we owe prosperity of India for the civilization, it is to much of these engineers that we owe the prosperity. They have been the people who have been keeping all these water systems for the civilization. We always say, if you go and read Western textbooks and all of that, generally people, when they talk about civilizations, they'll say that civilizations grow by rivers, which is true. I mean, mostly civilizations, they flourish by the rivers. But India has one singularity. We have brought the waters to where we were also. So everywhere, wherever we lived as well, we created our own water sources. We were not dependent only on the river alone, which is why India overall, if you see, it has grown. The civilization was spread all across the land, not only by the various rivers. If you look at the Egyptian, it was only by the Nile. That main belt was the Nile, or they flourished by the port, seaport. So the river and the seaport was where they used to flourish. But India, if you look at it, the hinterland is what was very prosperous, and it was widespread across the entire hinterland. And that is because we were very skilled in doing these kind of
hydraulic engineering
projects, but included so many aspects. You needed to know about water, you needed to know about construction, you needed to know all about
topography, hydrology,
geology, everything,
climate, whole host of factors. And there was a particular community, a very proud, prosperous jati, what we called Odda. That's why you have a story called Jasma of Od in Gujarat, a famous story. It's also now available as an Amachitra comic. The stories, you have stories in Uttar Pradesh, you have stories like this in Bengal, you have Assam, Andhra Pradesh. So the Ud, that's why you also got the word in the Sahyadri called Udaga Mandalam, because today it's called Uti. The Dodda Bedda is there, highest peak. So Ud comes from waters. Okay, that's why when you have a function with the Kumbha, you do puja for a Kumbha, it's called Udaga Shanti. Udaga, they mean the waters.
Even the word vodka comes from Ud, water.
The Russian drink vodka. The famous Russian drink vodka is also from the same Udka. Udka became vodka.
Because fundamentally that is actually alcohol with distilled water. So water plays a prominent role in that drink. So that drink itself is called vodka, wood. And ka also means waters.
Ka is also vodka. So it's two types of waters. That's
so water has been the base of our civilization. And we had skilled engineers who were doing designing and completing these kind of superb ingenious water projects.
So let's look at one particular system, especially of the Mysore, South Karnataka, North Tamil Nadu, South Andhra Pradesh. This region, what you call as a Deccan region.
Carnatic region.
The Carnatic region. That's the correct word is Carnatic region. What was done. Let's look at that sample. What is the Erie system? Beautiful, amazing system of the world. Here in the west, you have the Sahyadri Mountains, what is now in English called as Western Ghats. You have the leeward side of it. It gradients all the way up to the Bay of Bengal. So what do? They knew when it rains and all the water goes to the Bay of Bengal, they knew. So what did they do? They built a series of tanks. Collectively, all the tanks, one interlinked to the other. Each tank interlinked to the other. And all these tanks, when they only fully filled up, after all the tanks filled up, only the water went to the Bay of Bengal. So you had about 53,000 such tanks built all over the Carnatic region, which filled up and kept the land prosperous with every rain. What do they do with it? Let's see the sample. Let's take one tank as a sample. You'll see the sort of spikes at the mouth of a tank. Why do they have the stone spikes? What does it mean? Of course, they don't use it now. Very unfortunate. We'll have to explain to our engineers to go use it once again now. Before the start of monsoon, they filled up clay there, use the spikes to fill up clay and leave it there. Pack it. So when the rainwater comes for a week or 10 days or 2 days, as she said, for about 3 months, in 100 hours, it really rains and rains. What do you do then? You fill it up with waters and keep it there and raise the level. Once the level is raised, then after a week, you open it up and allow the water to go to the next tank.
We saw how they were all connected. So through those connecting links, the water would flow off into the next tank downstream. See, the whole land from the west to east of India is tilted a little bit like this. There is a natural gradient, which is what our engineers, native engineers, had leveraged. So there were tanks at every intermittently all through, so it would flow to the next tank. And the idea behind all of this was, when you pack the mud and you raise the level and you allow water to fill in and hold it for a little while, the water table of that region gets recharged.
That village.
So that village's wells everywhere in the village would get recharged. And once the villages have been charged up, they would then open it and allow it to flow. So look at a satellite map, actually, and we always like to do this. Whenever we fly from Bangalore to Chennai, we keep looking out from the window, and so many number of photos I've taken. You will keep on seeing many such odd shaped tanks, and they are all odd shaped because they have followed the natural contour of that village. And most of these, typically, if you look, they will all be in regions which were called gauchers. And today, unfortunately, in the south, they are called Porambok lands, which means, the Porambok is actually a British officer, Pembroke, after whom this name comes. But these are lands in the catchment area of the village. And very close to that, you'll find these kind of areas and keres. And from there, they will all be
Kalyani.
linked.
Okay. Kalyani is all built, stone built, and Kalyani.
So they would all be linked and they would allow water to flow. And finally, this would flow out into the Bay of Bengal.
After filling every lake.
Now, when you look at this, what we have to understand was our ancestors had actually engineered a parallel river to Kaveri. This is almost like a parallel river to Kaveri, because let us say the rains come and there is, water coming into Kaveri and Kaveri flows from west to east. Similarly, all these tanks also parallelly would keep getting filled up, and village to village to village, they would keep on flowing until they reach the Bay of Bengal. So one rain in the Western Ghats would cause the village in the eastern part of India also to get waters from that.
That's why we written an article which we wrote close to 10 years back. It's there in our blog, and Dr. Harichandra can share it with all of you. It says, the future of Kaveri lies in its past. You understand how it was used by our ancestors for thousands of years, successfully used it. If you understand that, we can use it again for the future once again prosperously. The beauty is to decentralization, spread it around. And the amount of tanks, they say the tank bunds, all of you have seen tank bunds now. The tank bunds in the Carnatic region is longer than the equator. So much of tank bunds we have in this region. It's enough to go around beyond the equator. That's the strength of the tank bunds that we have. And it's all over. You got tank bunds in different rivers. You have this in Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, all the regions you have this tank bunds. And look at this state.
So one thing to my mind is perfectly clear, namely that no department or collection of departments can even hope to keep going the ordinary maintenance of the 17,843 large and small irrigating tanks in Mysore province. The work is at once too large in aggregate, too small in detail. As well, in fact, attempt to keep every hut in the country in repair. And who is saying this? Captain Sankhe, who was the chief engineer for Mysore in 1868. We have the Sankhe tank in Malleshwaram.
Sankhe Road.
Sankhe Road. So this Sankhe, he is appreciating the entire the magnitude of the whole system. See, look at what he says. He says it is too large in aggregate. So when you look at it in aggregation, it is so large. It's like a parallel river basin that is flowing from west to east. But at the same time, if you look at it in detail, it is very small. Each one is one small tanks all over the land. And each of them have been kept in good repair. So every hut in the country was connected to these, and they were kept in good repair. By whom? By these Odda community of this land.
The very proud, prosperous, capable Odda community is what has kept the land prosperous. All the engineering projects of the hydraulic nature, they kept it prosperous for the land till the British came and wrecked it. When did that happen? And if you look at India as a whole, how many projects did we have like this? Built across 5,000 years? We had, if we count this, we have about 9,50,000 projects we had. How many villages do you have in India? 6 lakh villages, because that's the number of pin code we have. So we had 6 lakh villages in India, whereas we had 9,50,000 water bodies in India. What does that say? There are more water harnessing projects in India than their villages. So they knew the importance was to water than habitation of living. So that is the importance we gave to water. That is why we were a prosperous civilization. That is why we were able to do everything that we did. What Dr. Harichandra said in the beginning, we were able to do because of only that. And it was in 1857 when the British government of India then broke the backbone of the Indians and started a PWD and took control of all the water bodies, ignoring local customs. That has happened. So the water bodies were managed by the people, the Odda community and the panchayat system, were taken out of their control and given to a new department called PWD. That was what effectively happened. Since then, people have been playing ball with it. It's been literally being tossed around. No one department owns it properly. Sometimes irrigation department, sometimes PWD, sometimes agriculture, sometimes rural development, social welfare, panchayats, each one. So they've all been playing ball with our livelihood water, which is the system of the prosperity of the land. And all this were built with what? A traditional irrigation system was built on topography, vegetation, climate, precipitation. Because in England, it rains for 10 months in a year. That's why they have the nursery rhyme. Rain, rain, go away, come back another day.
So they really don't have to worry about storing water. For them, the rivers are always flowing because there is a little bit of rain every day almost, and these rivers keep continuously flowing. Whereas for us, we have rains only for 100 hours, and we have to store and use it for the remaining 8,660 hours in a year. And more than anything, there is the other advantage for India is that after the monsoons come and go, the climate is very good and conducive for good agriculture and farming. So if you don't store these water, then for the farming, you really won't have enough water. So which is why, and we are capable of having 3 harvests in a year because we have sunshine during remaining times of the year as well. So almost 12 months of the year, we have sunshine, which is very conducive for farming. But unless you have enough water, we cannot do it. So we had recognized all of these. We had recognized what are our advantages, which is very good sunshine, which is also very good rains. We had also recognized our disadvantages or weakness, which is just 100 hours of rain, and had worked beautifully to marry both of them and come to via media with this concept of saving waters and developing enough engineering skills to build such beautifully designed water systems across the land. So rainfall is sufficient for this land. This much of rainfall we have seen. We have seen the amount of river flow. We have seen the amount of rainfall. So we are not lagging behind any other region of the world. We are actually quite sufficient as far as rain is concerned. And rainfall has not reduced there will be variations and so on in the climate pattern, but nothing that is so drastic that, the rainfall has totally vanished and all. What has vanished is our understanding of these aspects. What is the advantage? What is the disadvantage of our land? Ability to see this whole picture, and we have lost the connect with our ancestors' way of doing things. We have lost our pride. We have lost our self-confidence. And that is what we have to bring back. And now that we are also being equipped with different ways of doing engineering projects and skills, and are also being aided with certain other tools and implements, we have to really find out a beautiful way to marry all of this and revive our land once again. Just show them that one third, and then go to temperature. And just to show you the importance that our ancestors had given to this water, we'll just show you one very, very telling thing from where we can move and have a look at the, what benefits this water had got us.
See, there's three key words, because it's pronounced mildly differently, each of the local regional languages of India, be it Kannada or Marathi or Tamil or Telugu or Bengali or Odisha. It's three bogam, three pagam, three bhagam. These are the 3-3-3 concept of a 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 into 3. Let's see that. You had 3 harvests a year. Okay, you have a different name for it. You get different language. If you can give me the names in Kannada, I'll be happy to take it. In Urdu, it's called Fasal, Rabi, Kharif, Zaid. It's called Bog in Hindi. In Tamil, other languages, please give me. I'll be happy to add in Telugu. Whereas what happened was, so you have 3 harvests here. That's a 3 Bog this land had. And in every harvest,
the crop itself, whatever is the crop, it used to be divided again into three parts. So 1/3 for humans, 1/3 for animals, and 1/3 for land. So this bottom part of the crop, 1/3 bit, was left in the land itself. So that was to nourish the land. Then 1/3 for humans. So the top part, which would have all the grains and everything, was typically for the humans. And 1/3 was left for animals. So this in between part of the stalk and all this middle part, which was not typically used by us, was left for animals. So between the 3 of us, that is humans also included some of these birds and other parts of the ecosystem. So between humans and the animals, the cattle who were actually helping with the farming, and the land, which is the bed for all this, we shared the crop that grew. Okay, now that is one part. The other 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 was from the entire harvest, the human part, the harvest, whatever was finally harvested, 1/3 was given to the person who owned the land. 1/3 was given to this water provider. So look at the importance. The reason we wanted to jump to this slide straight away after doing water was to show you the role and the significance that this water provider, this Odda people, community, the role they played, and therefore the amount of riches, they were equal to the landowner, getting 1/3 of the grains for which they did all the engineering to get the water. And then 1/3 was for the tiller, the farmer who actually plowed and grew the crop and everything. So the harvest also was beautifully divided amongst the 3 as
for the animals who worked on the farm, for the humans who worked on the farm, and for the farmland itself was 1/3, 1/3. Of the 1/3 produced, again shared. So look at how beautifully it was designed. A 1/3 ratio was designed and successfully used for many millennia, and the land was prosperous for the colonizers to come and plunder us. That was the beauty, so it was a prosperous system, a sustainable system that survived. She spoke so much about the Vodda system. I'll tell you what. In 1857, I showed you how the PWD department was started, and they had taken away the rights of the waters. When they did, what happened? The proud, prosperous, hard-working engineering skills of the Vodda community was totally lost for the civilization as a whole. And today, they've all unfortunately been dubbed as very poor, poverty-ridden, and they have all been now dubbed as scheduled caste. Because of a British government policy of plucking out of their hands what they did successfully. That's another story from the legal perspective. But the point is how the churn has happened in the land is what we have to see here now. So we have to now get back the engineering skills back at the village level and ensure that all our water harnessing projects at every village level is cleaned, revived, and the land is made prosperous once again. So all of us can have a prosperous India, a prosperous Bharat once again. In this, there's a couple of more slides we can show you. Similarly, and all of us talk about desi cow. See the difference between the two types of cow. One is Bos indicus, Bos taurus. Bos taurus is what, unfortunately, semen is what you use now in all those cryo cans and all that. But actually, it's Bos indicus cow. That's native Indian cows of different variety. The Nandi has a clear hump. See, this is a classic example of a Bos indicus cow. It's got this sort of Nandi hump it has got. That is the Indian cow variety. And what happens? This particular Indian Bos indicus variety cow has what you call as desi cow for easy understanding. The cow dung is very important. What happens when the cow dung of a Bos indicus cow alone falls on the ground, not a Bos taurus cow, which is a Jersey cow. No, not that. That particular cow dung has a particular variety of smell, sugandha, kushbu, because of which the earthworms and others that are in a dormant state underground, they come towards it and they pulverize the dung. And when the moment and all the egg, dung beetle, everything come, all the things work because of the native nature of that particular cow dung. And they start working as a full system. All that is explained here. It's also mentioned in our book. So once that is done, but unfortunately today, what we do is we use a lot of pesticides. Very strong pesticide to kill germs, and along with it, you kill all these microorganisms and the earthworms to kill them all. So you're not allowing any rejuvenation to happen by using these pesticides. So you kill all the soil rejuvenators, but you're also killing soil productivity. That's what is now today typically happening. Because of which, let's look at the quality of the productivity between then 100 years back to now with using all these so-called fertilizers and chemicals. Can you show that slide?
See, these are as per British records, East India Company records. They have written that, around 900 CE, 1100, 1325, just single districts alone, they have found that the crop paddy, the annual yield per hectare was about 18 tons. 18 tons per hectare of paddy, just from one district. Even Allahabad, this is for wheat, 7.5. Whereas after 1857, when the water bodies were taken up, and then by 1947, when the British left us, it had come down to just a mere 650 kilograms. And in 1993 also, we were still only at 4.3 and 5.5 for wheat and paddy. This is after the Green Revolution as well. So we still haven't, so with all the fertilizers, even now to a 2013 record still stand only around these kind of numbers, 4 and 3s and so on. We have not been able to touch these kind of numbers.
Pre-independence numbers, we are still not been able to touch at all. So that shows how we were sustainable in high quality production, high yield with the native seeds, with native technologies is what the success of the Indian story is of both water harnessing as well as of agriculture. And I'm glad today Dr. Harishchandra specifically asked us to bring the topic of agriculture and water harnessing together, because many people don't see it as being together. We got a small image for that. How it's both together. We'll show you that small image now. Look at this. You need on one side the greenery, the agriculture, another side the water, the Devi of both. That is what feeds us, all of us, the whole world. That's the beauty of it. So you need the women power Shakti of agrarian society, and you had the Shakti of water giver. You need both to come together to provide us the food with technology, with engineering skills, so that this land, all our villages, rural scape, which is actually hinterland of the land of Bharat, became prosperous once again. And we'd like to show you some of our, where this data is available. You can all go and see it later. We'll show you where it is available. So all this available in our book called U-Turn India, all this data. These are some of the books we've written. So it's available in this book called U-Turn India that all of you can see here. It's available there. And it's also available in another book called Breaking the Myths About Prosperity. These two books have on the data on water and agriculture, both. These two books from two different perspectives, they have it. Of course, U-Turn India says how each of us, each of you can help contribute in turning India around. That's why it's called U-Turn India. So that's the perspective. Also, the facts are available in this book, Breaking the Myths, especially on these two subjects that we spoke about today. As Dr. Harichandra again said, these are all the books we written about. It's called Autobiography of India is what we write on. It's about 100 books. It's 100 volumes altogether, which all of you can go. Most of it is available online. Many of them are available for free read also in our Bharat Gyan website. You can go use it. All these books available. That's Knowing New India's latest book that we wrote on Vajpayee. So all this documentary films available in our YouTube channel for all of you to see on Itihasa, on concepts of Shiva, all this there. We have, as he said, about 500 hours of authentic content on India available in our website in the form of books and films for you all to go relish, and articles for the young and old is what we have got here, because we have to feel good confidence about the land and apply it locally with international tie-ups with an open mind. That's when we can do breakthroughs and India can be once again a sustainable social life. It's a five-step transformation that we have to go about. That's when we can.
So fundamentally, we have to have confidence in India. We have to understand our ethos, Indian ethos, and have confidence in that ethos because it has kept us sustained for so many millennia. And we have to understand and have confidence in our ways of doing things. And not just confidence. With that confidence, we should translate it into dare. So we should now dare to be able to apply all those ethos, live by those ethos, apply those practices, keep up those practices, and dare to be an Indian truly.
All this data of ours is available in our website, bharatgyan.com, and in our also social media. We have about 300 plus YouTube short films on all these aspects. Go see in multiple languages and share with your friends so that all of us can be proud of our civilization, our land, and be proud Indians, capable Indians, sustainable Indians, which is what we are all capable. All this available, book is available in different forms of Kindle, online, everywhere, use it. Okay, that's what it is. And once again, we'd like to thank the MS Ramaiah Institute for organizing such a nice program. And congratulations to the whole team and to all of you to come together to do it. Also to Dr. George for instituting such a nice program for all of us to take part in. And Dr. Harichandra, our good old friend, for inviting us to be part of this session, inaugural session with you, and look forward to again sharing our views in the valedictory session a couple of days later. Before that, any questions we'll be happy to take.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm really, first of all, I'm very, very proud of you you have done marvelous work, which is just one topic we had given. It is not even, it is, I can say, introduction to introduction. That amount of work you have, we are really wonderful presentation you have made. Some of the highlights of your talk is, say we had 950,000 projects and among 6 lakh villages, 960 projects, water projects in 6 lakh villages. Most important thing which catch my mind is that entire India was skilled enough to apply these engineering skills, and it is not just implementing what technique I know. I know one technique, I'm implementing this. No, that was not the case, but I'm implementing what is required for that place. They understood the geography of that place and implemented a technology which would be useful for that particular place. Sir, it is really excellent, sir, eye-opening talk. Today we see agriculture, farmer suicide, not to mention, but still I have to make a mention, farmer suicide. When I ask students, why don't you go back to your villages and work in your villages? They say, what is there, sir? We don't have water. Sir, if you give water, that's enough for us. We can go back to our place. We can go back to our place and we can do agriculture. Major problem is in agriculture is water. And what you have said to us today is something totally opposite. We had an entire prosperity of water. As you said, every hut in India was water connected. Sir, I really thank you for your wonderful talk, sir. We'll again get back to you on Friday for the valedictory session. I thank both of you once again. It was an honor for us to listen to you. And if there were no questions, we are watching that YouTube chat. We didn't have any questions. So,
is it possible to cultivate again? Yes, there's a question by somebody by name Manjula.
yeah, Manjula.
Yes, it is possible to rejuvenate all these water bodies, a clear plan, and we can do it, especially in Karnataka with the MS Ramaya Institute. We can work out a full plan and give it to the people at large. Probably that can be an outcome of this particular whole session that we are having, this week-long session. We can discuss and do it.
You have shown the possibility, but only thing is we have to put it in action.
Yes.
That is what is required, the need of the hour. And we really thank you again, sir, for your, it was really honored. It is our honor to listen to you. We'll get back to you again. Thank you very much for the wonderful session, sir. Namaskar. Now we have one small session. One small session by Manjula Ravi, the yoga session, the last part of the morning session.
Hello.
One minute. Okay. Thank you, Madam Manjula Ravi, Madam, for coming, for accepting our invitation and coming over to in this faculty development program, a webinar series titled Vishwa Guru Bharatha, the glory of traditional Indian sciences and technologies.
Yeah.
One more science of India, which today the world has accepted, is the yoga. So today we have with us Manjula Ravi. She is basically, she has several degrees to her credit. She is a bachelor's in business management. She has done postgraduate diploma in human resource management. She has a certificate course in yoga, which she started her yoga career with a certificate course, and then she moved on to postgraduate diploma in yoga therapy, and from there she shooted off to a master degree in yoga therapy. She is affiliated to Yasvyasa Yoga University, one of the wonderful universities situated in Bangalore, and with a campus in Jigani, about 35 kilometers from Bangalore, and it's a wonderful place. She she's a faculty. She's a yoga therapist over there. Uh, she has to her credits other academic qualifications. She has done courses on Vedic astrology. She's also done masters in pranic healing, advanced pranic healing. Started with basic pranic healing, advanced pranic healing, and pranic psychotherapy. She's an instructor. She is for yoga. Yoga. Um, she has uh, she has worked with Dr. R. Nagaratna, who is the an exponent in yoga research. She is a standing committee member, yoga research. She goes to her clinic and she has learned a lot and handled various, how to manage various problems of health like epilepsy, migraine, Parkinson's disease, breast cancer, bronchial asthma, nasal allergy, chronic bronchitis, high blood pressure, heart diseases, anxiety, depression, psychological problems today are just growing and occupying the entire country. All these psychological problems, the acute and chronic back pain problem, the neck pain, diabetes, gastritis, IBS, ulcerative colitis, obesity, and techniques to promote positive health. So she has handled a number of such cases. She gives personalized solutions to people. She goes to the homes of the people to give a personalized practice for various disease conditions. And we are very much happy to have Manjula Ravi with us for the yoga session. And today I just requested her to concentrate on one aspect. One is the thyroid problem today. I don't know, everywhere the thyroid problem is spreading a lot, and the current situation where the entire world is about the challenge of the immune system. So uh, this entire yoga session is centered around this immune system, how to enhance our immune system. So we request now Manjula Ravi to take over, and she will first give some basic introduction about yoga and some basic aspects of yoga, and about the managing the immune system through yoga. Madam, over to you, madam.
Namaste. Yes, yeah. Yeah. So actually, I am also passionate about all these program, and very much nice. So that's what actually nowadays, even to boost up the immune system, and to bring into so many aspects, actually medicines, actually that is the overall that becomes to become actually more than your medicines and all those things. If we train our immune system only, so for to face any such type of pandemic situations like nowadays COVID and all those other non-communicable diseases, so now yoga is playing a major role in this to avoid more than by that time how to face the situation, and more than that to prepare ourselves for the what to say to pay
What
for,
is the current situation?
yeah, and to pay means more than precaution and precautionary measures facing the situation. We before taking precautionary measures is more important, as I feel. So this yoga even helps to take the precaution and even to rehabilitate the situation also when where those in the condition of pandemic situation, and also to face our mental and emotional with full of
Enthusiasm.
yeah. So actually, yeah, so for all those things, we just yoga is a mind body
Practice.
okay, that is the union. So where we actually, what happens when we face the such type of pandemic situation, these type of panic we may feel, and emotional, that all almost, so many stress hormones will release when it, so when we feel the situation, uh, when when we feel the situation, and so to reduce all those uh, stress hormones, and what to say, we the yoga is such a designed, and so we can go for the sukshma vyayama, so that first to prepare ourselves before doing or any asanas or anything, our body should uh, prepare for the doing any stretches or anything, to free to flow the prana freely, uh, to flow the prana freely. Just 1 second. Can I share this PPT also along with that?
Yes, yes. You have to go to share screen. You have to go
Yeah,
to share screen.
yeah. So books. Share screen, no, I think. ಇಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Just 1 second. How to change the share screen, sir?
Share screen, you just click on that share screen, that upward arrow. Upward arrow, green upward arrow.
Just okay. News share. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Yes. ಅದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ವೈಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಐಫೋನ್ ಅದು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು.
Okay.
ಸೊ just 1 second. I've sent.
I'm not able to open here also.
In your mobile?
Yeah, in my laptop also it is not opening. Anyway, without PPT you can explain, madam.
Okay.
Using exercises we are talking about.
Yeah. So just without PPT. Okay. So Sukshma Vayamas, actually, these are the thing. Actually, we have, before preparing for the any asanas or pranayama, we asked, we made to do the Sukshma Vayamas, so that to bring loosen all the joints and warm up the system, purify the effect, and to flow the energy flow throughout the body without any blockages of the prana. So then once the prana is started flowing continuously, so that we can balance that by doing actually once the joints has been loosened and stretched with the help of muscles and with the warming up. And next we will go the benefits of the Sukshmayama are removes the blockages, the clips in the muscles, and strengthen this immune system, increases the flexibility in ligaments, and enlarges the body mobility and make it flexible, develop coordination and equilibrium, improves the blood circulation and metabolism activity, also strengthen the immunity system, harmonizes the organism, increases vitality of the lungs, and favors the and free flow of the prana or energy, what we call as, so that can be flown throughout the body with the help of the Sukshmayama, and it activates the energy points of chakras also, and prepares the and this is a preliminary practices for the doing asanas and pranayama. So we can now go for just doing the Sukshma Vyayama. So can we can by even Sukshma Vyayama can be done with the sitting posture also, and with the lying down, but it is more comfortable while doing in the lying down position. But whenever nowadays in the office situation or anything, so that when we feel that all the must actually, when more concentration will be upon the nervous system which is in the brain, so that we can we can make to remove the blockages while doing the sukshma along with the breathing and with the awareness, so that it prepares the body to do the other practices of sukshma, that is for the preparation of pranayama also. And next I will be taking the Brahmari and the Ujjayi pranayama also. So now we can do the Sukshma Vyayama practices, so that while sitting in the chair, or you can stand up in your position, so come to Sthiti. So from head to toes, we can do this Sukshma Vyayama. Sukshma Vyayama, it helps to reduce the blood pressure also, and from the head to toes also. When we do the muscles, it is a just playing the game with the prana from head to toe. I have seen so many cases that when we do the Sukshma Ayama, we immediately it reduces the uh, hypertension level of the patient, so that and it even slow down the breath also. Now we come to Sthiti so that we can start practicing the Sukshma Vyayama. Now come to standing position. So before that, actually, we can start up with the prayer of Sahana Vavatu and Sahana Gunattu. Adopt Namaskara Mudra in standing position or in sitting position. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mam Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, slowly come to standing position.
Madam, we'll do only sitting position, whatever is possible.
Sitting position. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do even while sitting position.
We will not be able to see you.
Yeah, you can just bring your arm parallel. As you inhale, close the fingers. Exhale, release. Complete awareness upon the finger joints. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Close your eyes. Complete awareness upon finger joints. Continue the movement another 3 rounds. Now slowly bring down your arm. Relax. Observe the changes around your finger joints. Feel the blood flow. Observe the changes and observe your breath. Once the breath has come to normal, you have been relaxed. Now again bring your arm parallel to the ground. Movement of your wrist joint. As you inhale, bring upwards and exhale down. Inhale, bring palm upwards. Exhale down. Synchronize the movement along with the breathing. Another 3 rounds. Now slowly bring down your arm. Observe the changes around your wrist joints. Feel the blood flow. Now again bring your arm parallel to the ground. Tuck your thumb inside and close all the other 4 fingers. Go for rotation, clockwise rotation. Complete awareness upon your wrist joints. Anti-clockwise. Now slowly bring down your arm. Relaxation means just sitting idle is not a relaxation. Just observe the changes, feel the blood flow, observe the breath. Once the breath has come to normal, that your muscles has been relaxed, Now again, slowly bring your arm parallel to the ground. Now for complete awareness upon your elbow joints, make point of fingers and place it upon your shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Another 2 rounds. Now slowly bend down your arm. Observe the changes around your elbow joints, shoulder. Now again bring your arm parallel to the ground. Make point of the fingers and place it upon your shoulder. Go for clockwise direction or in the same direction. Observe the changes as you are doing. Now, reverse direction. Now, slowly relax. Relax your shoulder blades, upper back muscles. Observe your breath also. Completely relax it. Now we move on to neck movements. As you exhale, stretch your neck and bend. Touch your chin to the chest region. Inhale, raise your head upwards. And then go back. Let the head be hanging. Stretch and as you exhale, bend downwards. Observe all the movements. Observe all the changes around your shoulder blades. Now, side turning. As you exhale, turn towards your right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn towards your left side. And inhale, center. Another 2 rounds. Feel the stretch around your shoulder blades. Observe all the changes. Now side bending. Exhale, bend towards your right side and inhale, center. Exhale, bend towards your left side. Inhale, center. Another 2 rounds. Exhale, left, bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Now come back to center. Now we will go for rotation. As you exhale, bend your neck, bend your head downwards. Slowly, as you inhale, turn towards your right side, back, left, and then slowly coming down. Inhale, right, go back, left, and slowly coming down. Another round, clockwise. 3 rounds. Anti-clockwise 3 rounds. Left, back, right, down. Exhale, inhale, left, back, inhale, right, down. Last round. Now slowly come back to center. Even we can go for the loosening of our waist region also. We can just turn in the chair itself and look backside as we exhale and inhale, come back to center. Exhale, turn towards your left side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Another round. Now slowly come back to center. Relax completely. Now go for just flopping of your leg around the knee joint. Move your leg forward and backward up to 5 rounds and then relax. We go for next rotation of ankle joints clockwise 3 rounds and anti-clockwise 3 rounds. Right leg and left leg. Left leg, now clockwise 3 rounds, anti-clockwise 3 rounds. Squeeze your toes and then release. Squeeze your toes and release. As you inhale, squeeze the toes and release. Inhale, squeeze the toes and release. Now the whole body has been completely, all the blockages in the muscles, in the joints has been removed. So now actually we have, while doing pranayama, we have next go move on to pranayama practice. So before doing the pranayama, that is in a methodical way, just for this this session, I am introducing the Ujjayi pranayama, which is most helpful in this situation. Ujjayi means actually it is a Ujjayi is the root which means to conquer or acquire the conquest. It is also known as the psychic breathing, produces a hissing sound or ocean-like sound. Awareness is built in the region of throat region. And this helps helps in all the, it has no limitations. And only thing is that it has the Ujjayi helps in strengthen the muscles of the epiglottis, which helps in reducing the snoring, helps in the voice culture, and then also internal awareness builds the internal awareness, the pointed awareness, and also it is a most like Ramabana for the thyroid, which is most epidemic in nowadays. That is metabolic disorders, all causes with the start with the thyroid problem itself. So this even in yogasana, so many postures are also can be done, but in pranayama, those who cannot do all the postures. So for them, this Ujjayi pranayama is most suitable for those who can sit at in a one single place and do stimulate the uh, thyroid gland, and it helps to detonate the thyroid gland, and so that the metabolic disorders also regularizes once the thyroid glands are also stimulated. So it helps even for the tonsils and chronic that is throat disorders, like nowadays even for the COVID-19 also coronavirus, for that also it is a most effective, so that it helps to means the air will be passed through the nasal passage, so it gives a good massage to the nasal passage, and here the nasal passage will be constricted, and then the air passes through the nasal passage up to the lungs, so that a good benefit is will be there for the to develop the immune system and strengthen the throat muscles. So, and it also helps in the point in spiritual growth, like from the pointed awareness, so that it helps to move towards internally and grow towards the uh, surface and three-dimensional awareness. This is the preliminary for the spiritual benefits also, to bring the throat, bring the awareness in the pointed awareness will be bring in this practice. And even for the pain, actually pain management also it is used, so that so the pointed awareness, to bring the pointed awareness
Concentrate towards the painy region.
yeah, towards the pain, and how to move towards the surface awareness and the three-dimensional awareness. So this become the initial point for the pain management also, and even trataka, all those things pointed awareness, so that it helps. And thyroid, actually I have seen so many patients has regularized their thyroid thyroid actually their hormones has been actually their thyroid it stimulated the thyroid hormones very much. And this can be done even for the obese people, those who cannot bend, and all those do all the sorts of other asanas which is prescribed for the thyroid also. So that now we shall um, do the Ujjayi pranayama. Just close your eyes, place your palm upon the thigh region, adopt Chin Mudra in the left hand and right hand also.
Chinmudra Yeshwaman. Chinmudra.
Now bring your complete awareness towards your throat region, near the throat region. Near the throat region. And feel that you are inhaling through the throat itself and exhaling through the throat itself. Just complete awareness, shift your awareness from the nasal holes to the throat region. Feel that the nasal holes has been shifted to the throat region itself. Just you can observe my throat as it produces a very hissing sound. It mild hissing sound, so that constriction of the nasal passage happens. A good massage over the throat region will happen. Just observe. you can feel, you can hear or not, I don't know. You can observe my throat. You can feel the constriction of the nasal passage, so that doing up to nine rounds, whenever the time is free, they can do this type of practices of this Ujjayi pranayama, so that it reduces the hypothyroid level, and that is and rejuvenates the thyroid glands to regularize the metabolic rate. So this is one of the main pranayama. So before doing that, other pranayamas, just to bring this into practice, I had introduced it in the beginning itself. And next, we can move on to the Laya pranayama or Bhramari. So that,
And that we'll discuss tomorrow.
okay.
No, it's already too late.
So
We'll discuss tomorrow.
shall close the session. Okay, we shall close the session. Now adopt Namaskara Mudra. Let us chant Om 3 Shanti Mantra. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, madam. We have started with introduction, why we require yoga, and we wanted to do actually loosening exercises. We could not manage for the legs and other parts of the body. We have seen hands and basically for the upper part of the body. We have done loosening exercises, and we have also seen Ujjayi pranayama. The most important thing is the benefits of this Ujjayi pranayama. We have discussed about the benefits of how this pranayama would benefit even the current pandemic situation. Madam, thank you. It is for the participants to practice, and we'll get back to you tomorrow almost at the same time, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
For participating.
Namaste. Namaste.
So we are closing this morning session. In the afternoon session, we have at 2:30, Dr. N. Gopalakrishnan from Indian Institute of Scientific Heritage, Director of Indian Institute of Scientific Heritage, will be talking on a very important topic, which is the Indian mathematics. Mathematics is considered to be the mother of all sciences. So we'll be having topics on Indian mathematics and astronomical sciences. Thank you, one and all.
Just 1 second, sir. Can we get this one also in the YouTube or any other, that I missed some part of the morning
It is
session?
available in YouTube. I have sent you the link, madam. You can just see that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Just only for few half an hour, 1 hour I attended. Really, it was very informative, and one hope that we can so that
Revive Indian
yeah,
technology, sciences and technologies.
yeah, is one that is a major hope, so that you, with the what we call evidences, we can say that we can again bring back that technology into
Glory into.
glory. Yeah. So
Okay, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.